Niklas. So now, in this particular dialogue, it's about name. So now, let's decode the translation in German. How do we ask and how
Actually,
do we
what is
tell
the
about our
difference
name?
between do and der?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you here.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, now the question is, how do we talk about, or how do we talk about somebody's name? So the answer you know already. Ich bin Devrupa. That is how we tell our name. We can also say Ich heiße Devrupa. I am called Devrupa. Now the question to this answer would be, wie heißt du? Wie heißt du? That means English, how, or in I'll not translate word and word. So I'll do it like, what is your name? If I translate word to word, so it would become, how are you called? How are you called? So how are you called is the word to word translation, and what is your name is the, I would say, something that you have to understand. It's a basic translation of wie heißt du. Now, it has again got a formal way of asking somebody's name. Wie heißen Sie? So both means the same. How are you called? But du and sie, they both are you in German. You. Du is again you. Sie is again you. What is the difference between these two you? We will do it later on. Right now, just understand that this wie heißt du means what are you called, and wie heißen Sie is again how are you called. Both same. This du is formal. Sorry, this du is informal, and the Sie is formal. I'll write it here. Du informal, and Z is formal. Now, Ashwin's question was, what is dear? Okay. So, dear is again you. Now, if we discuss what is Z, what is do, what is dear, it's a different grammar topic which you will learn with time. Right now, just don't focus on the, I told you the meaning, it's you. But why it is you? Why here we are writing do and why we are not writing it dear or z? Don't focus on that question. Otherwise, you will land up in a state of confusion. When the time will come, I'll definitely tell you why we are using here do, why z. If z and do, I'll tell you in the next class because it's a topic in the book only. But this dear thing is a long topic. It's a basically a topic of A2. So we'll not discuss it right now. So how do we deal with it right now? We just need to remember that when we ask about somebody that how are you, what about you, we don't use here do, we rather use it dear. Because if we write here und du while asking about somebody's, like it's a reply question to what about you, then this will become wrong. It's a wrong thing in German. We cannot say und du while asking as what about you. We cannot say und du. You have to remember it's und dir. But if I'm asking somebody who are you, then we can definitely use this too. Okay, I'll write it here. So let's see what difference does it make. Where is the writing button? Yeah, here. So how are you? So here we can write it. Wie heißt du? Wie heißen Sie? Another word that you saw here is wer bist du? So wer bist du is the translation for who are you? So in German or in English also, we have two ways of asking somebody's, I would say, identity. Either we say, sorry, who are you? We have this thing, or we can say, sorry, what is your name? So these are the two ways of asking. So what is your name can be said like this, wie heißt du or wie heißen Sie? And if you want to ask who are you, so you can say wer bist du? There is another formal version of this sentence, but I'll not tell you right now because it's not required. You just need to see. Now, the question here is, we have done a kind of dialogue here. The last part of the dialogue is in the book, which means the bye bye thing. So we say cheers, Julia, bis bald, ciao, or a ciao or ciao. It's a very informal way of saying bye bye. Ciao is not a word of Germany. It's this word has come from China. Ciao. So it's the people of Germany, they normally use it. Ciao. But if you don't remember ciao, remember choose. That's okay. It's equivalent. So now we have a dialogue. What is a dialogue? So let's write the dialogue. Hallo, wie geht es dir? Mir geht es gut. Danke. Und dir? I'm writing in an informal. Ja, mir geht es gut. Danke. Mir geht es auch gut. Danke. And then, okay, then, okay, choose. Or we can say, okay, bis bald. Bis bald. So this is one dialogue. Next dialogue is, hallo, wie heißt du? Or wie heißen Sie? As I'm writing it in the informal, so let's keep it informal. Wie heißt du? Ich heiße. Okay, ich heiße Devrupa. And if I have to ask the person name, then I would say und du, because I told you in the name we can ask und du. So the person would say ich heiße, the other person, ich heiße Anurag. Yeah, ich heiße Anurag. Okay, so then last word would be okay, Anurag. Bis bald. That means okay, Anurag, bye bye. So I would say okay, Anurag would say okay, bis bald. So there are two conversations here. One is with how are you and how are you. The next one is with the name. So this is how we do it. Yeah. We get es dir, mir geht es gut, danke und dir. So this is how we do it. Now, in this thing, anything before, because after this, we'll be dealing with a grammar thing. The first grammar topic of your of your A1. The grammar will answer you two things. Firstly, what is this Z and what is this do? This thing will be answered in the grammar topic. And why it is heißen and why it is heist. Why the spelling is changing when it is with do and why the spelling is changing when it is with Z. So this is the grammar that you are coming up ahead in the book. Yeah, here. So now after learning this grammar, things would become more clear to you and you would be able to introduce yourself as well, your friend as well, or anybody else, your mama, your father, your friend, anybody. So this part will come in here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the grammar thing that we need to do here is, before we do the grammar thing, there is another thing I need to tell you. We tell our name Ish Haisa Devrupa. There is another thing that you should know here. That is the English way of saying my name is. So we say, my nama is Devrupa. So either you say the first one or you say the second one. It's like similar, but there are different ways of telling our name. So either we say my nama is Devrupa or we say Ish Haisa Devrupa or we say Ish bin Devrupa. They are all same. My nama. And then now another thing, when you have somebody with the formal thing, they better use this thing, my nama completely or hyphen. But when you, it's like I told you, if it's a bit informal, then we use this thing, ish bin devrupa. Yeah. So my nama is devrupa. Now, okay, imagine if you and your boss is having a conversation, or maybe Samriddhi and a teacher. So Samriddhi, if you need to ask your teacher her name, which word would you choose? V highs do or V highs in Z? If you need to
We
ask your teacher,
hyphen
okay, okay, Ashwin, imagine you and your colleague is, you both are having a conversation. What would you pick up?
The informal one. We heist
Informal
the
one. V highs do. Okay, Sana, imagine you and your brother, for example, your cousin brother. Obviously, you don't. Is it not possible to don't to not know or to have no idea of your brother's name? But think you're having a talk with your cousin brother. So, what would you pick up? Formal, informal,
informal.
informal. Yeah. So it's like, and what do Germans do? They are very polite. When you go to Germany, whenever you'll be going to Germany, you would see that Germans are very polite. So they don't want to I would say they don't want to sound rude. So that's why in maximum cases they try to sound polite by using formal. That's the thing. So German people in Germany, if you are in Germany and if you don't know that how am I supposed to call that person formally, informally, then always stick with formal, because it might be possible if you call somebody informally, they might not like it. So in order to be in the safer side, try to always use in formal. And formal is one thing that is the most easiest thing to learn. That's why we will also talk almost every time in formal. Why formal? And why I'm saying it is easier, that you will learn in the grammar that we have in the book. Yeah. So we will do that in the book. So, and we will try to keep our base of the conversation always in formal conversation. Why? That I'll tell you in the book, because we